Hello friends, welcome to my channel Bad Decisions and Pure Awkwardness. I'm your host Elizabeth. Today I'm drinking this. It's Davale Vigneto. It's a Chardonnay that comes from the fertile soils of the Wale Valley in Chile. And the climate here is cooler than the surrounding areas due to the moderating effects of the region's large river. This results in bright textures with juicy notes of white peach and pomelo, accompanied by sweet honeysuckle aromas. I taste it. Taste the honeysuckle. Yeah, peach. I like it. Not a big Chardonnay fan, but this is actually really good. So, very impressed. I actually got that through First Leaf, I believe. I'll try to remember to link things in the comment or the description box. You know how I am though. So today I am going to be playing with this new palette. I mean, I've played with it several times before, but this is the Melt Muerte palette. Now, this was originally came out a few years ago in a set. The other palette looks like this, except for it's the colors of the palette, which is like greens and oranges and bright colors. That's what I know. Orange, green, yellow, maybe. But very pretty. I love this one because it's dark, it's spooky. It's becoming spooky season, so I'm really feeling the vibes of this palette. So this is what it looks like. Again, very dark, moody, spooky vibes. I really love it. So like I said, I've played with it a couple times. If you've seen my most recent videos, you'll know how I feel about it, but I'll save my impressions, my comments about it until the end of the video. For now, we're just going to do a look with it. I think what I want to do, and this might be a stretch, I want to do red on the top with some of this, some of these berries. So like maybe the red in the crease, this berry color here in on the lid. Maybe kind of like a halo eye with this color here in the middle. Maybe deepen it up a little bit more with this. And then maybe like this, this color and this color, maybe in the inner corner. And then I have some fun liner from Melt, so I thought maybe we could play with that too. This, I believe, came in the Butterfly collection, Mariposa. Yeah, it's the Butterfly collection because there's butterflies on the edge of this packaging. I don't speak Spanish fluently. I know un poquito. I don't even know if that's right. But this is in the shade, it's a gel liner in the shade Colibri, I believe is how you say it. Really pretty, like turquoisey, teal, blue, whatever you want to call it. And it's super smooth and yeah, and so I thought maybe we could play with that on the lid too. We shall see. So let's just get started. I am priming with my Sigma eyeshadow base stick, I guess it is. What is it called? Eyeshadow base primer. This is in the shade Radiance. Not my ideal shade. You've probably heard me mention that before. I want the shade Ignite because it's closer to my skin tone, or like a little lighter than my skin tone. I think it'll do a little bit better, but quality wise, I really like it. Just using what I have right now. I also want to play with this gel liner as a base sometime and then use like the brighter colors on top, or like maybe a multi-chrome on top. I think that would look really cool. for now, we're just playing with all the colors. First, I'm going to start with this shade Corazon, this one right here, and I'm just going to put that in the crease and just above the crease. And I'm going to kind of blow this out a little bit, so I'm taking it out past my eyelid. And I'm dipping back in just a little tiny bit to build that color up a little bit. Do love me some red eyeshadows, that's for sure. That looks pretty nice. Do that on the other eye. So what I'm doing is kind of like, I'm not initially just swiping on. I'm kind of stamping and then wiggling it back and forth and then blending. I don't know if that's like a real technique or anything, but that's kind of what I like to do sometimes with very heavily pigmented shadows, because I feel like you just start with doing the windshield wiper motion like a lot of people tell you to do. You're not gonna get, I don't feel like I get as good of a blend. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, I don't know. You tell me. So I really get like fall vibes from this palette. It makes me really excited, not just because of the skull, but the color story really screams like spooky, dark, moody vibes. So I got a pretty good base down. So now I'm going to go into the darker shade Sangre, this one right here. These two, I'll swatch them for you. So these two are very similar in the pan. One is a little bit darker than the other. So this is more like berry, this is more plum. It doesn't swatch the best. This one did okay, but the Sangre color did not. This one's the L'Oreal. I actually prefer that one. But swatches don't tell everything, but I'm gonna go into Sangre and pat that on my brush, tap off a little excess, then I'm going right in the crease. And I'm going kind of just in the socket. And then I'm going to bring this out just a touch to kind of give it a wing shape. Okay, I'm not super impressed with the shade. I don't know that I've worked with it before, but it's not super impressing me at the moment. First shade, pow, bam, got it. This one's just kind of meh. But we're gonna keep going. I'm actually gonna pull that like at the front portion of my eye, like right here, the inner corner. And I'm just kind of like wiggling it back and forth to build that color up but not get too much all at once. Yeah, I'm not like the most impressed with that shade right there. So, but we're gonna keep going. I think I'm gonna go into Pantheon next. It's that gray kind of blue shade. Okay, it worked a little bit better on that eye. It's blending a little better. It's a little bit of a stubborn shade, I think. Maybe if I pick up a little bit more on my brush. I mean, it looks fine, but you gotta kind of work with it a little bit, build it up. you're not gonna get payoff like immediately. So just a heads up on that shade. But so far, I like the way this looks. Like I said, I'm gonna go into Pantheon, this like gray blue shade right here. And I'm gonna work that also into that area. Kind of looking for a purpley kind of shade here. Yeah, I like that shade. That's a good one. Ooh, it's dark and spooky. Yeah, this shade's really good. You want something to deepen up your look? This shade has you right there. Okay, ooh, I look goth. I love it. Am I goth? No. I did put on my like, kind of, I don't know, I give like Halloween vibes from this. These earrings. One's like a starburst and one is a moon with stars. Super cute. So now I'm gonna take some primer. I'm gonna take what's left of this. It's the Juvia's Place primer, eye primer. I want something like this that's like got some pigment to it that covers the color of my eye. But I have not found anything like it yet. So I'm just gonna bloop that on my eye a little tiny bit. I'm gonna use a flat brush. This is a Luxie 239 Precision Shader. And I'm going to work that in on the lid. And we're going to do kind of a halo spotlight, whatever kind of eye. I don't want to cover up all of what I just did, but I do want a little bit covered. So that's what it looks like now. So now we're going to go into Calaca. I guess that's how you say that. That one right there. Sorry, any Spanish speakers watching my video and just cringing. I'm going into that color. And I'm just going to plop that right on the eye. And we're going to go back and like do some shading work. That's what it looks like so far. I might actually add some more of that red shade. So we lost a little bit of it doing all this. I'm gonna go back into Pantheon, the gray shade, and just kind of meld those two together. They're just kind of stamping and wiggling. Just so we get a good blend between those two shades. Now I'm going back into Calaca, and again back in with that brush. Blending, blending, blending. Now I'm going back into Corazon, and I'm just going to add a little bit on the edges here to bring that red back. Not super precise, but it is what it is. So that's what it looks like now. I'm going to add a little bit more Calaca to this eye. Calaca. How do you say it? Please tell me in the comments. Now, I think I want to go into Angelito. Do I want an Angelito or do I want to stick with mattes and do Lagrimas? And yeah, I'm going to go into that one. Packing it on my brush. I'll pop that in the inner corner. That's not doing what I hoped it would. I hoped it would be a little more pigmented. Maybe I can build it up. I think we are going to have to go into that shimmer. And I might spray my brush, which I don't normally do. But I don't know if this is just like very packed. Like the shade is just really, okay, that's better. Really, what do you call it? Really hard pressed. Or if it's actually like, that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. But I like it brighter. I feel like it would look even better if it were super sparkly. But maybe we can add some Kalaka on top to really build up that sparkle. Yeah. Just bring that lightness back. Okay. It's not what I'm used to, but it's something. Now we're going to try some liner. This is a big moment for me because I haven't done anything like this in a long, long time. So, we're going to hold our breath. We're going to hope for the best. Use this mirror to like get really up close and personal. Okay. Ooh, this is pretty. So I'm creating a wing. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting's not the greatest. This color on its own is so pretty. It's a rather thick wing, but we're going with it. It's definitely dark and moody. I didn't wing it out like a whole lot, but because I don't trust my wing skills all that much. But I do love this color. It is very, very, very pretty. One of these things is not like the other. That's okay. Not sure how I feel about this yet. I am going to go off camera, do some of the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back. So I used bronzer, blush, highlighter, and I have to say, like, once I got everything on, like foundation, concealer, that kind of thing on, the look is growing on me. So I used the bronzer from e.l.f., the Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sun-Kissed. I wanted a warmer kind of toned blush to match the red on my eyes, so I used the Melt Digital Dust Duo in Buzzkill. That's what that looks like. So it's glowy. And then I've been trying to pan, I panned it, but I've been trying to use up the rest of my highlighter from Ofra in Star Island. So I just have like the little edges left. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit in my inner corner. If I can find my brush, I'll just use this pencil brush. I'm going to pop a little bit of that in my inner corner to brighten it up a bit. Maybe even a little bit on my lid, because I'm not like super thrilled about the way that shimmer's looking. So maybe I just need to spice it up a bit. Yeah, I'm just taking a brush like this and packing it and putting that right over top of that Kalaka color. Just to give it some pizzazz. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. And I'm putting that in my inner corner as well. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, I'm going to put this on the bottom inner corner. I don't know how other people's looks look way better than mine. I mean, maybe they have better techniques than I do. But I feel like I'm doing everything right. It's just not working out as great as other people's looks look. So I'm taking Pantheon and putting that on the inner part of the lower lash line and the outer part. And I'm leaving a blank just like on the top. And I'm going to take my brush from Corazon, and I'm going to blend that out with the red. Still leaving that little piece there to kind of match the top. I'm going to take this brush and go into Colica, and just put that in the center. Looks a little wild. I'm gonna blend again. I feel like this eye looks a lot better than that one, but that's typical for me. My left eye is the bane of my existence. So I'm going to pick up a little more highlighter and just, I want a little bit more impact. That's what we're looking like. I'm going to go back in with my liner brush and take that liner and I'm going to put it, I probably should have done this first, but oh well. I'm going to put that on the waterline, or at least attempt to. That's what we got so far. So I'm going to finish up with liner, mascara, and lashes, and then I will be back again. So this is the final look. I used this cream lip stain from Sephora. It's one of my favorite formulas of all time. It's more like a liquid lipstick than a lip stain, but it is in 41. I believe this is vintage rosewood. Wanted to kind of match the vibe, the spooky sultry vibe, I guess you could say. And I have to say, when it all came together, I really like this look. I feel fierce. I feel like goth. I feel very what I was going for, which was like spooky. I feel like if you're into goth makeup, this is probably going to suit you. And this is a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I'm used to using like super sparkly, super bright, colorful makeup, and this is colorful but in a way that I'm not used to. And I have to say, like, I really do like this look. As far as the performance of the eyeshadows, that's up for debate. Personally, I don't think this is Melt's best formula. Now, I only have one other palette from Melt. I have the Smoke Sessions palette from Melt, and I prefer that formula over this. Some of the mattes aren't the greatest. I had a hard time with this one, Sangre. As you saw, it didn't swatch well, but it also, and sometimes swatches don't mean anything, but as you saw when I was using it on the eye, it didn't really perform the best on the eye either. It did work a little better as I built it up, but personally, I don't want to have to spend a lot of time building an eyeshadow up. So I probably will steer clear of that shadow in the future. As for the other mattes, I think they're good. Do I think they're the best matte formula I've ever tried? No. I've definitely tried better matte formulas. This is a little powdery. If they feel a little dry, and that's okay, like this red, this is Corazon. This worked well on my eyes, as you can see. Like, I feel like it did what it was supposed to do, but I prefer a little bit more of a creamier formula. I just feel like it blends a little better, a little easier. But the shimmers are lackluster, I have to say. This one is a little better than this one. This one was kind of just, like I said, kind of a little hard pressed, and I had a hard time picking it up on the brush. This one's a little better, like I said. I just don't think it packs as much of a punch as I would like. I want something super impactful. Now, I have to say the only other shimmer in this palette, Katrina, it is harder pressed, but it is a beautiful, beautiful, sparkly navy shade, and I love this one so much. I've used it in other looks before, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. As you can see, like, it's not like super duper sparkly, but on the eyes it is very pretty, I have to say. Now, will I be using this palette in the future? Probably. I don't think it's something that I'll reach for like all the time. I do seriously love the color story, and I'm happy to have this in my collection because it is very unique to my collection. But as far as formula and like the shimmers go, it's not my favorite. I'll probably use this as more of like a companion palette. So I'll use this in tandem with some of my like super impactful shimmers. I do love the packaging. I think it's kind of luxurious in a way. Like, I know it's just cardboard, but it's raised and it's like shiny and everything. I know that's something like small to consider, but as far as like packaging, color story goes, I think it's beautiful. But everything else, I think it's just average, really. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I do think that I've had a better melt experience in their other products. So like this blush is probably my favorite blush in my collection. I have used the heck out of this, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the formula. I love the shimmeriness of it. Like, look at my cheeks. I just feel like part of that's highlighter, yes, but I feel like super glowy, and every time I use it, I love the way it looks. So I do think Melt makes very good products. This eyeliner, for instance, like, I loved this eyeliner. I had a great time using this, and I will probably use this over and over and over again. And I would definitely use it on top of my lid because it was super easy to use on my lid over top of shadows, which normally I kind of have a problem with. So it does work well with this look, though, I have to say. Like, the color is perfect for this look. So all in all, I didn't have a bad experience, but I do think that I could have had a better experience as far as like the quality of the shadows go. So I used the greens in here, these two shades here, and I used one of my Terra Moon's shadows with this. So I used this color Stellar Apotheosis, and I know it looks purple there, but it also reflects blue, like you can kind of see it there. So that's what I used with that, and I'll probably use it again in that way. But as far as using it on its own, I don't know if I want to look like this. If I want, like, for example, I went to a party, a tarot and tequila party one night with my friends, and I used this palette because I felt like it fit the vibe, like very witchy. And I feel like that's what you're gonna get out of this. If you want dark, sultry, smoky eye looks, you're gonna do well with this palette. If you want something a little brighter, like for example, I had to use my highlighter in my inner corner to brighten that up to the place that I wanted it to be. You're not going to get that out of this palette. You're just going to have to accept that darkness is what this palette is about. You're not going to get bright, colorful looks with this. It's going to be dark, it's going to be grungy, it's going to be smoky. So just a heads up. Cheesy montage. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know if you want to see more looks with this. I can keep trying it. And if you want to see me try it with the single eyeshadows that I talked about, happy to do that too. Ooh, you know what would be really good? This palette with this Terra Moon shade, Protostar. It's kind of purple there, but it's like also taupe and green and like red. Like this would be perfect. So if you want to see that, let me know. I'll try that out and see how that goes. Ooh, or we might have to try this. So I also have this Terra Moon's Blood Moon color. It looks like blue there, but it's actually like mostly red. It's like a black base multi-chrome with red in it. So let me know if you want to see that too. I think that would be really pretty. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Say hello to Waffles. He's happy that you're here as well. And make sure you like and subscribe and do all the things that I'm supposed to ask you to do when you're watching one of my videos. And make sure you do all those things because it really, really, really helps my channel out. And it brings more attention to my videos. So please make sure you do that. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye. Love you.